Hello, welcome. I'm Martina. I'm a catalyst for growth and expansion, and I provide tools and space for you to learn about who you are. And I support you to create the freedom to become who you're meant to be. Growth is clear, right? You look at who you are and let go of what does not serve you. Now, expansion is when you're free and you view the world from a new and better lens. And if you're willing to engage in this journey, let's do this together. So let me tell you about Heal Your Heart or Spiritual Divorce. This work is deep and profound in that how we relate to people is usually through relationships. But before we just dive into it, let's just do a brief falling still, because we're going to do that in every session should you choose to engage in this process. So the centering exercise gives us the opportunity to separate ourselves from the activities of the day, and then just temporarily let go of all the other thoughts and events. And it's a moment or two for both of us to breathe, to relax, and to bring our attention and awareness fully to this conversation. So just close your eyes, take a deep breath, letting your body relax. And pause to check in with yourself and be aware of how you're feeling right now. Just take a moment to reflect back on the events and activities of your day and what's still to come. And notice if you're carrying any residual stress or concerns. And if you are, just allow yourself to let them go for right now. And then breathe again and notice any thoughts or expectations you're holding about this conversation. Maybe you're thinking about anything else that you have to do later or maybe tomorrow. And just for the next 20 minutes or so, give yourself permission to let it all go for right now. And then take another deep breath and imagine bring your attention into the area of your heart. And as you do, imagine connecting with the wisdom that resides inside of you. Then simply allow yourself to be still and silent there for a few moments. Maybe there's a message or not. And then breathe again. And then when you're ready, open your eyes and come on back to the call. So here's something I want to tell you about this centering exercise. Centering grounding exercise is just coming back to yourself, however you want to call it. And I invite you to close your eyes because there's so many distractions every moment of every day, right? There's so many distractions, and closing our eyes helps us to go inside. And listening to your heart or to your gut is an invitation to be really present to yourself, within yourself, because you have all the answers. I don't have your answers. You do have your answers. I have suggestions. And if you don't know what the answer is, usually it's the advice that you would give your best friend. Okay? So, thank you. Thank you for your interest in spiritual divorce coaching or Heal Your Heart coaching. I am a spiritual divorce or Heal Your Heart coach. They go hand in hand. It's the same program. It's just a different name, because spiritual divorce, sometimes people just see it only inside of divorce, like your relationship. And Heal Your Heart is the same. It's just with different relationships than with your life partner, I'm going to say. But I want you to know is that this work is not only for people who have gone or going through divorce, right? As I said before, it's any relationship. It is for anyone who's experienced loss, separation, or pain from a relationship. And it can be used to heal the wounds of a relationship with a spouse, a significant other, sorry, I just tripped over my words, a parent, a child, a friend, business partner. You could even go to your country, money, a disease, or a physical condition. It is very, very broad. My work is to support people in healing their hearts so they can move forward and create strong and healthy relationships, not only with other people, but also with themselves. This form of coaching is based on the work of Debbie Ford, the New York Times best-selling author and founder of the Ford Institute for Transformational Healing. It derives from her best-selling books, Spiritual Divorce, Divorce, a Catalyst to an Extraordinary Life, and also The Right Questions. And during this conversation, I want to share with you about spiritual divorce coaching so that you can determine if engaging in this coach-client relationship would be a good fit. People who do well with spiritual divorce coaching are really committed and willing to do what it takes to change and enhance their lives dramatically. If we decide to work together and you do work each week, I can assure you that you will experience a breakthrough in your relationship and shifts in your life that will be so amazing. The change is exponential. I've experienced it over and over with my clients. So I want to share a little bit about what prompted me to decide to become a spiritual divorce coach and what has led me to be here with you today. Very simply, it's because of what this work has done for me. Like my life really has changed dramatically because I was able to see beyond the pain and the hurt and the resentment. That's what's keeping me stuck in the past. And as a result of this process, I unconcealed the beliefs that I had unconsciously created as a child about myself and relationships. I got to see how these beliefs have impacted all of my relationships and kept me from experiencing what my heart desired most. And that's usually the same for everyone. And that's authentic and intimate connection with others. And using my past relationships as mirrors, I started to really see myself and how I participated in co-creating my relationships. Instead of blaming others for my pain, I started taking responsibility for how I show up in my relationships. I've gotten past all of the would have, should have, could have type of thinking. And don't get me wrong, I'm a work in progress, right? So every so often I get hooked in that again, right? But often now I see that everything that has happened in my life is exactly as it should be. I realized that all my relationships, even the painful ones, actually came bearing gifts, lessons that I needed to learn in order for my soul to evolve. And I feel a sense of inner peace and hopefulness that I never felt was possible. So the spiritual divorce coaching or heal your heart coaching is designed to be the process to heal your heart and help you really see yourself so you can manifest the type of relationship that your heart yearns for. And my intention will be that you feel turned on, excited, at peace, and closer to where your heart wants to go than you have ever imagined possible. Sounds great, doesn't it? So let me ask you a few questions. This coaching work focuses on using the pain of broken relationships as a catalyst to heal your heart and create an extraordinary life. And as I said, a broken relationship could be with anything that you say, right? It could be with your family. It could be with your parents, with your children. It could be with money. It could be with a physical condition. It could be with your country. You get to say, right? So my question is, what broken relationship brings you to explore this coaching work? Just explore and then write it down. And then what changes would you like to make in this particular relationship? Do you have any specific goals for healing your heart around this relationship? What is your desire? Then the next question is, what do you see as blocks or obstacles that have prevented you from healing your heart up to this point? How will you feel if these issues remain unresolved and continue on into the future the way they are right now? And if I've not mentioned it before, please take any notes that you need to. This is for you. This is for you to gain more clarity. Are you familiar with Debbie Ford and any of her books? Have you ever read Spiritual Divorce? Or have you ever read any of her other books, like The Dark Side of the Light Chaser, The Secret of the Shadow, The Right Questions, The Best Year of Your Life, Courage? If you have not, and you decide to engage in this work, I will request, strongly encourage, but I actually will request that you begin to read Spiritual Divorce and The Right Questions as a foundation for the conversations of this work. Another question I have for you, and that's important for you to answer. Do you have any health or wellness concerns? Is there anything that you could see might prevent you from participating fully in this practice, in this coaching relationship? This is very important. I also recommend that if you are in therapy, that you check with your therapist about engaging in this work. It's very deep work. Okay? The next question is, are you willing to be responsible for your own choices, decisions, actions, and outcomes during this coaching relationship? And are you willing to commit a minimum of 2 to 3 hours per week for the next 13 weeks or so in order to get the most out of this coaching? This is sorry, my words are all tangled today. This is very important because this coaching relationship is all about taking 100% responsibility and committing to you. Next question is, what would it feel like for you if you healed your heart? What do you think would be available to you, to your family, to your friends, if you had the tools and support to heal your heart? Just take a moment to ponder on it. Make sure you make those notes. And last but not least, What would it take for you to consider this coaching process a success? So just take a moment to sit with you, with this, and ponder on all these questions. And if you're thinking that you're ready to engage in this coaching relationship, please send me an email at info@treasurethepresent.com. Info at treasure, like the treasure, the present, right here, right now, present.com. And I would love to set up a chat with you. Have a beautiful and amazing day. Bye for now.